Let's go whenever. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Burp, burp. Yeah, my name is Aaron Milck. Everybody knows me as Milck. I'm the owner and proprietor of Goodson, and I'm gonna make my signature bomb I invented close to 30 years ago. Get yourself a mixing tin. Add some ice. You can choose whatever beer you want. I use Bud Light. A nice heavy count of Southern Comfort. Red Bull, because you know, why not? Splash of orange juice and a splash of grenadine. I give it just a shake. Then in the shot glass, half vanilla vodka, half of your finest amaretto. Drop the bomb and chug the whole thing. You drop it and you chug it. You can't put it down until it's done.
All right. Milck Bomb?
Milck Bomb.
There's a lot of alcohol in
There is a lot of alcohol in there.
It did taste really good.
We'll see how you feel in about an hour.
Notes of like nuts and...
Oaky, good mouthfeel though.
Yes.
Milck Bomb's got a good mouthfeel. All right, there we go. I'm done.
Says that too. Like every guest that we've had on, don't like worry about it. We've always had people say they get nervous and whatnot, and like all the cameras, and it goes by just fine. You were just sitting here shooting the shit.
Welcome to Poor People. That was weird timing.
We have the soup of the day. We actually made it earlier, which you guys will see in the intro. But what was it called?
The Milck Bomb.
Is that your name, Milck?
No, the owner's name is Aaron Milck. He goes by Milck. He's been in the industry for a very long time. It's a bomb he made up to get people fucked up, basically.
It works.
And I don't think he's ever drank one.
Okay. Okay. Do you think he'll ever drink one if someone buys him one?
No, he actually doesn't drink liquor anymore, except for on Elvis's birthday and Elvis's death day. He takes a shot of Sambuca usually.
Okay. So he's a huge Elvis fan. I like that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I really enjoy that.
That's pretty cool. Has he been to like Graceland and all of that? And
I don't know. Do you know? No clue.
You'd have to ask.
I went to Graceland once and it was pretty cool. It was also a little weird. I realized how like Elvis is cool and all, but like he was a little bit of a freak.
I'm on the fence about how I feel about Elvis.
Well, it's like super culty. Though.
Right.
There's a little maybe pedophile-ish situations happening there.
Something.
I don't know.
Something.
It's on the Diddy list.
Oh my goodness.
Elvis definitely had baby oil in his house.
So with Goodsons being here, I really appreciate you guys putting that sign up. That was actually really cool that we actually put that on our story too.
Yeah, and I think I tagged you guys in our Facebook.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
awesome.
We definitely enjoy that very much. That sign was just very nostalgic. It was like the top tier. We haven't had anyone put anything like that on the door.
Yeah, so it was really cool.
Yeah. I like the word at the end. Word.
We like people to feel special here.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We definitely feel very welcome and special.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
I enjoy this. So who came up with the chalkboard idea for the tables?
Milck.
Milck?
He built the bar, Dad, and I think he made all the tables too.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So are these actually from like old chalkboard from schools and things like that?
I think he just painted.
Used the chalkboard paint.
Okay.
We tried to do that.
Yeah, we did. We tried to do that in our little nook, and then we didn't end up ever doing it. Now we've been at several different bars, which I do miss our little nook.
Yeah.
I do miss
It's
the
good.
nook.
That's how it all started.
That's how it all started in Jaydn's kitchen. How ironic is that? But this is really cool. You said you had a contest in August?
Yeah, so it's something I just started this year, and I plan on doing it every year.
Okay.
Just called Artsy August, and what I did is have whoever wants to. It can be a doodle. You can be an artist. It doesn't matter. Come in and draw a picture. Tag Goodsons on Facebook, and then this year I did whoever had the most likes, which I'm changing that next year.
Okay.
We're gonna implement some sort of voting process next year. But yeah, come in, draw a picture all of August, and then the first place prize was a $100 gift card and a swag bag. And then second place was $25 and a swag bag. And then third place was just a swag bag, which one person did not come pick up. So if anybody wants a swag bag,
Me,
Ready.
me, I'll
Dang,
take
I was gonna call it.
it.
I was
Poor
gonna
people
call
will
it.
take it. We'll take it. We'll
Sold.
share it. We will share it. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to not have you guys introduce yourselves. Everyone, can you please introduce yourselves
Oh,
for
yeah.
us, please?
I'm Kaitlyn. I've worked here for 10 years. Just shortly after Val started, so we've both been here for quite some time now.
Yeah. Well, Kaitlyn actually is the reason I started
True.
working here. I've been here for about 7.5 years. My name is Val. Kaitlyn was going on maternity leave and then suggested that I fill in for her, and then I've
never
stayed
left.
here ever since.
Yeah.
So
we
what-
needed like a really strong server Friday, Saturday nights, and I just knew Val would be the perfect person to kind of fill in, and she never left, which
and
I
we
loved.
were already
Yeah.
friends before.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Well, that definitely makes things a lot better, though. You know, to have someone that you already know, and then you actually know that will do a good job,
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Which I definitely adore in that. 'Cause I normally hire some of my friends and people that
Yep.
I personally know that aren't going to slack off. I mean, like Jaydn, do you ever do that with your manager process?
I slack off all the time.
Oh, okay, all right.
What was the question?
Well, as a manager, like at OP, do you ever hire anyone that it would be your friend that you would know that would do a good job?
Yeah, usually. I mean, it just kind of depends. Like there are definitely people that'll be like, I really need a job, and I'll be like, we're not hiring.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Both
I've done
ways.
that to a
Yeah.
couple
But
people.
we are always hiring, so it's like one of those things where it's like it's either I know they'll do a good job and I know that they'll like represent me well, I guess necessarily.
yeah,
not to
it's
make
your
it,
reputation.
Exactly, yeah. Because otherwise, if they come in and like I don't know, mess something up or start being a bad employee or something like that, then it's like, great. Now that all falls on me. They're gonna be like, why the hell did you hire this dude? And then they're never gonna let me hire anybody again.
I will say, as a manager, I feel like there is a double-edged sword with
Oh, for
hiring
sure.
people.
There really is.
Because like right now, our staff is pretty much completely tailored by people I've worked with before. There's 2 girls that I didn't know before they worked here, but pretty much everyone else I did. And so sometimes when there is an issue, it's a little hard to approach, like how to approach that with someone.
Yeah.
Where they don't take it personal because they are your friend.
Because I'm
but
like,
Right.
we're
are
still
you
at
not
work,
going to talk to me
Yeah.
for 2 years
Yeah.
because I told you to stop drinking on the job or something?
Yeah, but that's valid though. You have to do that, and that's where you
Yeah.
have to set those boundaries where like, hey, I know you're my friend, but like when we're at work, I'm your boss, and I like whatever happens here stays here. And then like once we get out the door, it's a completely different situation.
Yeah, you have to be able to separate.
And that's kind of hard in the service industry though too, because
Yeah.
you're going to be hanging out with your friends, you're either going to be working with your friends, you're going to be making new friends and things like that, and it definitely creates this spiral sometimes. But regardless, we're all adults and we'll get it figured out at the end of the day, which I do definitely love Kyle for that. My boss, I've known him forever. I've known him for 10 years, almost 10 years, and like we have like how I said earlier, like I need to be on the clock. I need to be getting paid for you to be yelling at me right now. Like I'm currently your friend and you're yelling at me about work. So, but what made you guys want to stay here for so long? You said you've been here for 15?
10 years.
10 years, okay.
So I started working in Beaverdale when there was AK's, which now it's Beaver Tap. It used to be AK O'Connor's. And that's where I started bartending. So honestly, when that place closed, there was a lot of regulars. Beaverdale is kind of like a special place, which is why I think Val and I have stayed here for so long.
Yes.
A lot of the people that come here, I've known for 15 years, came over from AK's when that place closed and pretty much never left here. They've helped me move. I mean, everybody here is kind of like a community in which I feel like sometimes when new people come in, they take it kind of like it's cliquey, but it's, if you just are friendly and everyone will be your friend, nobody's going to try to ostracize you or anything. It's really nice that, we know these people for so long and it's kind of like a friendship thing as opposed to like just a customer,
Yeah.
So I really do like that about Goodsons. And I think that's one reason a lot of people come here and why we don't have a really high turnover rate for employees either. So
Yeah, it's like a little family, and which I feel like you find at most restaurants when you work there. There are some restaurants that are high turnover. There's a lot of corporate. Well, even in the corporate world, I know people who've worked at Applebee's for 20 years.
Right.
yeah.
You form this family, and in Beaverdale, it's not just with the staff. That's the thing. I do have some people I consider work. Like, I'm not going to take you home with me. But for the most part, especially the guys here, they will punch someone in the face for one of us.
Right.
They will throw someone out. They will help us move. They will take us. They'll come pick us up if we left our car here because we were drunk the night before. Like, it is like a little family.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
So then I guess what brought you guys to Goodsons then? Like, because you both bartended other places, right?
Yeah.
And then so like, I guess what brought you here initially, other than like Kaitlyn bringing you here, I guess, but.
So Kaitlyn was the main reason. I hung out here a little bit before. I was dating a guy that hung out here a lot. So that was kind of the catalyst, I would say. But at the time, the job I had before was kind of taking a different direction. And it wasn't that I disliked it. Everywhere needs change eventually when you're around for so long. And it was just kind of, everyone was weeding out that I had formed that family with in the prior place. So I worked one shift here, just one day. And I was like, you know what? This is so much more my vibe right now.
Yeah.
And I was getting older. I was almost 30 when I started here. And I was like, and before I was downtown. So this is just a little more my speed, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think, we've talked about Milck, but
Yes.
I've worked probably 10, 15 different bars over the course of the years. And specifically, I remember I was working here in another bar at one point, and it was going to be St. Patrick's Day. And I was talking to him, and he's like, well, are you going to work St. Patrick's Day? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to work at this other place. And he's like, well, where are you going to make more money? And I said the other place, because it was East Village, and it was a huge deal where Beaverdale is a little more chill on St. Patrick's Day than obviously downtown.
Right.
And he was like, well, then go work there. So he really does care about us. Obviously his business too, but he really cares about his employees. And we always make a joke. We call him Dad, like, oh, Dad's mad at us, or don't do that. Dad'll,
Well, and it's funny because a lot of us now, for some reason, now we only have girls that work here, but a lot of us are like fatherless females. True. And he really supports us.
Yeah.
He's mounted every TV in my house.
Yeah.
He's bought my kid presents. He
I was going through
really
some
supportive.
Weird stuff at one point, and I thought I found some church that wasn't too godly, and Milck was like, oh, well, whatever, we'll help you. Do you want me to go? And so I drug him to this church, and it ended up being very godly, and we had to do the peace be with you, and he sat through the whole thing, and he's just there for all of us, which makes a huge difference.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that is so important too, to work with an owner. Well, because he's the owner here.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So it's just important to have that connection where that if you are going to take an opportunity somewhere else, that you're going to work and make more money, he's cool with that and helping you guys move and stuff. That's awesome.
I say now that if I ever leave Goodsons, I'm leaving the industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere else.
What would you do if you left the industry?
Well, I'm currently in school.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing, having my kid, he's 17 months. So it kind of made me have a little more ambition for what's to come after, because I've been in the industry for 22 years now. And I'm getting older. My hours were just too fucked up, honestly. So I'm doing psychology, and I actually recently, when I switched to days here, I took over our Facebook, and I'm doing a lot of more marketing things. So now I'm actually going to double major in psychology and marketing, because I'm really, really enjoying that. And I feel like in this industry, I can still be connected to the bar industry if I go that route.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at some things, but.
So Val will be psychologically manipulating our marketing.
Yeah.
Pretty much the rest of the time.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it.
I was going to say too, Milck is always very present, and we've worked other places where the owner's never around.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a major event, Fall Fest, our anniversary party that's coming up, anything like that, he's always here, always helping. He'll act as a bar back. He'll talk to people. He's very present, which I have not had in other places.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people like to
find.
see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and especially when people can come in, they can be like, I know the owner,
Yeah.
That's a fun
everyone
little
loves
game.
that line.
Don't we know it? We definitely have been there, done that.
Yeah.
So sorry, Jaydn.
No, I was just going to say we've talked about that a lot.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have. We definitely have. Oh, yeah, you met them that one time during our anniversary party? Cool, bro, bye.
Yeah. He actually used to have business cards that said, I got the last one. It's in my old wallet, I think. But it says something like, if you're really my friend, you wouldn't ask for things for free.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Like, this is a business.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's we've definitely talked about that a couple of different times. We
Yeah.
definitely have gone over that. But I mean, like everywhere has that,
Right.
and we just like to rely on people to be good human beings instead of being like, oh, I know the owner, I'm gonna get this and that. And it's like, well, you're not, because if you were actually the owner's friend, genuinely the owner's friend, you would support them wholeheartedly and pay full price for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So I really love Beaverdale Fall Fest. How was Fall Fest this year? I gotta know.
It was a good
jealous.
time.
It was good.
Yeah.
Friday night was really good. Saturday got a little rained out at the end,
Okay.
so it ended a little early. But
Yeah.
it was. I feel like our staff this year,
Yeah.
was.
Top tier.
I always say, besides when Alex was still here, because when Alex was still here, I feel like we were a pretty well-oiled machine then too.
Yeah.
But I think this was the best staff we've had.
Yeah.
So
for
wait,
a
what is
long
Fall
time.
Fest? What I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, you gotta
it's-
go.
It's Beaverdale Fall Fest every year. They shut down the streets. We have bands outside on this street here. There's like a little carnival in this parking lot.
Okay.
There's booths, kind of like a farmer's market down the way. Friday night they have a car show, which I never knew that we did that. for
I didn't
Fall Fest.
either.
First of all, I never am out there.
Yeah.
I'm
always
Yeah.
stuck
back
behind
there.
the bar. Yeah.
But this year, apparently, they used to do it in that parking lot over there. But this year, they did it all the way down the
I
street. It
remember
was
that.
really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people. We are in kind of the Hoover neighborhood, so a lot of people that went to Hoover will come, and it's almost kind of like a mini Hoover reunion. But everybody from even non-Beaverdale people, I ran into people taking breaks outside and stuff from East Village and other places that I've worked in. So it was kind of cool, I think, this year. And I wish there was a way to know how many people showed up, because I do feel like it was a much busier year this year than some others.
Well,
And
last year was really good, but the year before that, I think people were still
it was a little
weird about
COVID-y.
COVID.
Yeah. But yeah, so like Val mentioned, Alex, not to name drop or anything, but he owns the station now, and he was another reason that kind of brought us in here. He was really cool, and Milck kind of helped him get stuff going over at the station, and it's more of like a family, and especially like when other bars opened in the neighborhood, we kind of encourage that because it brings in more business, and it's nice, especially for Fall Fest, now that there's bars that we can walk to, because 15 years ago it was really only maybe 2-3 bars, and now it's more like 5 bars that you can kind of do a little bar crawl, and I think that helps with business as opposed to being like, oh no, they're going to take away, you know, it actually
Right.
adds to.
And I don't think we see that enough in the industry where bars are supporting each other.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
It's
I was
people
gonna
think of
ask,
it like
yeah.
the competition, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, I will always tell people to go have dinner at Christopher's. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be like, you should have a sandwich here if you want chicken parmesan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and two, a lot of the employees that work at other places come here. We're one of the only bars in Beaverdale that stays open till 2 every night.
Yeah.
And so they might close at midnight, 1 o'clock, and then their people will come here to drink. So it's really cool that we have kind of like a community again, like I mentioned earlier, but it's not just, you know, like, oh, don't go over there. That's
Right.
a different place. No, we all kind of frequent every place, and, you know, it's really a community, which I really like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I also noticed there's a new fairway over here too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that really.
Okay, because was Dan Pub right there too? Did that
No,
like
they're
tear
down
that
the
down?
way a little
down
bit.
a little
Oh,
bit.
That
okay,
used to be a
okay.
bank, right? That was across the street.
It
Yeah,
was a
US
bank. And
Bank.
everyone I always wanted it to be a convenience store, which it kind of is now.
It's a meat market.
It's a meat market. Which,
Fairway Meat Market.
Yes. It's basically like a smaller version of Fairway. And there you can get like deli sandwiches and stuff there. My fiance went there every day for when they first opened, to the point where I was pregnant. He had the freezer so full of meat
Oh my God.
that every time I opened it, something would fly out at me. And we had an incident. It was not good. But
Yeah,
But
usually
yeah.
usually the bars that I work at, they call the meat market also.
I knew there was going to be a joke.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
yeah, I saw your eyes.
Yeah, I set you up for that.
Immediately sparks flew. No, but that's pretty cool. It's nice to know that there is that community here though, especially because I've never been to Beaver Tap, but I've always heard of it. And I just assume with it being right across the way that you guys are like, you know, just kind of fighting for customers or whatever it would be.
No, it's never really been.
And
like
I do
that.
feel like each place has their own kind of environment
Yeah.
where,
Right.
you know,
Yep.
it's something different here, something different at Beaver Tap. And that way, when you do go somewhere else, it's not just the same people all the time.
Mhm.
They kind of have their regulars. We have our regulars, but we do, you know, they kind of cross over. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. And I do love Christopher's too. I love their
Who
food.
doesn't? Yeah.
I've never been to Christopher's.
Oh,
What?
it's
I
like
didn't
a
until I worked here.
old Des Moines, old school
Yeah.
Des Moines type, you know. A lot of people, it's Italian, like low lighting,
Mhm.
kind of fancier, I guess. But you don't have to
It's
dress up to
casual
go.
fine
Yeah.
dining.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I would
Yeah,
call it.
true.
Yeah.
Well, so I used to live, when I first moved to Des Moines, I used to live on, is this Beaver Ave right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a Farrell's, like
yeah,
right
that
when
was down there.
Down that
it was
way.
like, yeah, you had to like go upstairs, and I think they own the
Yep.
downstairs for it too. And then there used to be a Michael's back here, but not the hobby store. The
Correct.
The
Pizza joint.
Yeah, that
They
place
still
was
have one, don't they? Is it in
The
that strip
parlor
now?
is
Yeah.
what Michael's used to be. Yeah.
okay, and
Okay,
they
okay.
have really good pizza as well.
Yeah.
And you guys serve food here too, right? Sorry,
Oh,
not to talk
absolutely.
about all
Not
the
to
other
like talk
places.
about, but obviously we're cool with everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah. We mostly we're known for our wings.
Yeah.
We won one of the Jethro's wing contests a
Oh,
while
nice.
back. So
That's
that was
cool.
pretty
Cool.
cool.
Yeah.
They're dry rub, and then you get whichever sauce you want to dip in,
Okay.
which is a little bit different, but I like it because the wings themselves do have
The dry
such a
rub
good
is
flavor.
so good.
They're
Mhm.
smoked. Milck came up with the recipe himself. He won't tell anybody what it is.
Okay.
Oh.
But we smoke them every week, and you can take them cold to go. Even sometimes I do that and put them in
Oh,
the air
yeah.
fryer, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really good at home. So
I was gonna say one of the first times I was ever here, we sat on the patio and you guys were smoking those wings. Like, is it like right here where you do it?
Yeah,
like
the
right over-
smoker's right
back
there.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and I just remember being like, I don't remember who was working or whatever, but they opened up the thing and I just saw just a massive pile of wings, and I
Yeah.
was like, those look fucking awesome.
they are definitely. And then we also have paninis,
Yeah.
like a pretty extensive panini menu, which is kind of what Goodson started as. It was like a
Mm.
martini and panini bar.
Oh,
Okay.
And I like that it's
We no longer
transitioned.
are a martini bar.
Correct.
I want to clarify
We don't
that.
have a martini menu anymore, which you feel free to order in a martini, but it's not pushed so much anymore, which
Right.
is nice for us. But it's gotten way more laid back, and obviously the chalkboard tables. Now we have all these velvet paintings,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
It's-
that's what we wanted to talk about. was
yeah,
velvet paintings.
I really like the transition that they've made. There was another owner in the beginning who was a little more, I'd say, like fine dining focused ish.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
it's nice that I think the regulars that came in kind of shifted the focus. And I
Mhm.
really like that some people call it a dive bar. I feel like it's a little bit nicer than
It's
some
like
of the
a
dive
neighborhood
Yeah,
bar.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like the aesthetic of everything. It's very like, I don't want to say grungy, but it kind of is that, gives that like feel
Yeah.
of
It's
like,
like
a 90s
almost like-
grunge. Like,
Yeah.
Grandma's basement.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
With the shag
Which is
carpet.
probably where most of these paintings came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
Realistically, I've a lot of times people will bring them in and be like, I was going through my grandma's basement after she passed away, and I found these, and I thought you guys would like them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
and
these are
it's-
all donated?
A
Yeah.
lot of them. Milck
Or
does.
he'll buy them
Yeah.
from people,
Okay.
but mostly it's like a vintage situation.
Yeah.
yeah.
huh.
It was because when I first walked in here, and I'd never been actually inside before when I was here. I think I just sat on the patio,
Oh,
and
true.
then like we got paid out or whatever there.
Yeah.
And so when I first walked in here today, it was like it's kind of low lit in here, which is like really cool. But then
Yes.
like when my eyes finally adjusted, I was like, there are paintings everywhere.
Well, they haven't always been all
No.
over.
Yeah.
When I started it was just this back wall.
Oh,
That was
okay.
it. And it's just grown.
Yeah.
And we want to, it would be cool to like register it as a velvet painting museum.
That's what I
Yeah.
told him
we
I
have
want
a
to do.
lot of velvet paintings, even more so than some places that are museums, quote unquote.
How do you
So
even do that? Like, how do you?
That's
I
what
don't
we
know.
need to like
There's this
research or
place
something.
in Northampton, Massachusetts that is the Beer Can Museum. It's just,
Oh,
it is a very
interesting.
divey bar, but it has just old beer cans everywhere.
Yeah.
And I wonder how they did it. Maybe I'll like contact them.
Yeah.
How did we get this done? I would like to know.
That's really cool. That's also kind of like the beer handles over at Stevie C's, right? Or what's that beer handle place in Grimes?
Oh yeah, I think it's CVC's.
Is it Stevie C's? Yeah. That's like an entire like
Yeah.
they have nothing but beer handles in there. Have
Just
you ever
all
been in
hanging
there?
from the ceiling.
Yeah, that place is super cool. So like everyone has their own what's the word that I don't know how to say?
aesthetic.
Niche.
Everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Niche.
kitschy little. Yeah.
Niche. Niche.
Especially. There's a ton.
Is
We
that
could
one of
talk
the-
all day.
I'm
about
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry. My
tomato
producer-
situation.
I pronounce words like the way that I want to pronounce them. I
That's
guess.
fine.
Yeah.
This is America,
Yeah,
right?
Nobody's
speech.
judging you.
We know what you mean.
Not like Michael laughing in the background.
Our team of producers behind the cameras right now are losing their shit because they think this is so funny. Okay, so I looked up to how to register as a museum. So to do this, you have to file articles of incorporation. You have to obtain an EIN, employer identification number. You have to apply for a nonprofit status
Ooh.
and tax exempt status, and then you have to establish your collection.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So there's
Interesting.
quite a bit of
Yeah.
steps, but you can also consider applying for accreditation from the American Alliance of Museums. Accreditation process takes
Okay.
8 to
It's like-
16 months and should be repeated every 10 years.
Jesus.
I mean, it could be honorary.
We could
value.
also
Yeah.
we could just say we're a museum. Who's gonna
Yeah,
like
exactly.
fact check that?
Nobody.
Let me see your credentials.
Yeah, yeah.
The
What's
home of
what's
the-
that guy that? What's the guy that said that shit to you when he was leaving?
Oh, yeah. I guess he's good luck with the dick suck.
Yeah.
I like kicked him out, and that was his final line as he walked out the door. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write that down.
That's the type of douchebag that's gonna ask for. Let me see your credentials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Ask
The
for
dick suck
museum.
guy.
Yeah.
True.
It's not even a good burn. That's like
Yeah, I was like, what does this mean? It's a riddle or something. I don't know.
Sorry. I just love that he like said that, and that's like the first.
Everyone at the bar was like, what? I'm like, I don't know, man,
Who
but I'm
is
going
this
to use
guy?
that. I mean,
Get
that
him
was
out of
probably
here.
like 12 years ago, and I'm still saying it.
I
so.
feel like half of our catchphrases are from some drunk asshole.
Yeah.
Really?
True,
Okay,
true.
what's the other one?
My
Oh.
friend Casey and I.
This just happened.
well, it happened a while ago. It was before I was pregnant that it
Oh, okay.
initially happened, but we just kind of brought it back recently.
Go on.
This lady was wasted, tripped on the rug in the front, and then just yelled, "Don't fuck on me."
like yelling at the rug. Like
Yeah.
pissed
I
off.
have no clue who she was talking about, but that is
Took it and ran with it.
one of my
That's
favorite
so
things
funny.
to say.
You try to fuck on me?
The one thing that I hate the most while working though is like tripping over the rug.
Yeah,
Or like
I do that
catching
all
your
the
foot
time.
on the bar mat, or like
Getting
having
your
your
belt
towel.
loop,
Yeah,
or
something
the
on the
towel on the
balls.
bottom.
Oh man, or like when you're pissed off at someone and you're just trying to like.
I wear
Just be
dresses
angry
a lot.
working?
That's a struggle. The
Really?
models and the dresses, man.
Yeah.
I experience the exact same thing when I wear dresses. It's
Why do
insane.
you like to wear dresses at work?
Really? It's just because like
Yeah.
it's like flowing a lot.
I think my
Sorry.
thing is I have
good.
always worked at places where we had a uniform.
Yeah.
And when I
Oh.
started here, I was like, I get to start dressing cute.
Yeah.
And I had to buy clothes because all of my shirts were Hessen House.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At the
Oh,
time.
Okay.
I do.
Not
Yeah,
to,
I
not
do
to
really.
drop the
No,
house.
that's
no,
fine.
you're
That's
okay.
fine.
I do really like that we don't have uniforms too. We have T-shirts, which every fall fest we bring out. Like Milck is really into movies and nostalgic stuff, and usually it's kind of like 80s type vibe. But we've had like a Princess Bride one, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah, that's
He's
awesome.
done Goonies, Jurassic Park
Oh,
was this
Goonies
one
and
this
Jurassic
year.
Park. Oh, you have that
Mhm.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park one?
Jurassic
That's
Park
the one
was
for this year.
year,
I
so
don't. I
you
don't
can
say.
have
I
one.
don't say that word correct.
What?
Jurassic.
Jurassic?
I say Jurassic. I say,
What?
It's how it's
I got-
spelled.
Add it
got-
to the fucking list, dude.
I said it wrong
Whoa.
one day, and like someone was like, "What?" I was like, "Jurassic," and he's like, "Jurassic Park," and I was like,
Jurassic.
"Jurassic." How do you say it?
Jurassic.
Yeah, Jurassic. See, I'm fucking you guys up because I'm saying it wrong.
It hurts
Any
my
word, if you
head.
say it too much, it sounds weird.
Yeah.
It does.
true.
It does.
I was thinking
can't
about
wait-
that's actually funny you say that. On the way here, I was like, I was a little stoned. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, hole is a weird word.
Oh no.
It's a weird word, like hole. Like I was like saying it over in my head, and I was like, because I hit a pothole, and I was like, oh, that's a weird word.
Interesting.
Hole, yeah, hole. Like it's just a weird. I don't know.
I think I can understand. I think
I was
since
one of those
I've
things
done
I was-
that more, I
was
caught
saying
myself
it-
thinking things like that
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Spiraled a bit, but you know.
this is what this life is like. I understand.
Yeah, it was definitely. I was just saying it over and over in my head, and I was like, Just driving here, listening to music, minding my own business, thinking about holes.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
And now you're gonna make me think of Holes, the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Now we're definitely
I've
getting off
never
track.
seen it.
What?
Valerie.
Oh my god.
I feel like we were
Valerie.
just a little too old when it came out.
Okay,
Wait.
I have a younger sister. She really did like
and
that
I have
movie,
an older
think, so,
sister.
Yeah.
So
They still read the book in schools. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure.
read the book in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my kid is 1 year old.
No, you would have
So
read the
can't
book.
Oh,
read
do you
or-
think I read any books in school?
You were supposed to read that book.
Well, I mean, what'd you say earlier? You were a what? Worship leader?
Oh.
I was a worship leader.
Yeah,
for
she
a
was
while.
too into Jesus at the time. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. to worry about holes.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't allowed to listen to non-Christian music growing up either,
Oh.
unless
Okay.
it was like my dad passed away when I was really young.
Okay.
So my mom would let us listen to Journey's Greatest Hits because that was my dad's
Wow.
favorite band.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There was some country she let us listen to as well, but
Kinda
that might
took
be
a
why I don't
turn.
like it now.
Yeah. Just like you're just like get flooded with flashbacks from your childhood of like only listening to Christian music.
Yeah. I still, you know what? I've got
There
some
are
on my
some good
Spotify.
ones.
I
But you-
still
you
listen
did
to
read
some
books,
Newsboys. I read the Bible.
Yeah.
She wasn't busy reading Holes. She had the
And now,
New Testament
and
to
now
read.
Valerie is hanging out in a bar and having a jolly good time.
Yeah.
And Jesus is
Drinking
still
a
right
THC
here.
Yeah, we
drink.
got Velvet Jesus over there.
got a
He's
couple.
still watching him.
Velvet Jesus. That's the name of the band, dude.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I'd listen
actually.
to that.
I'll never forget this, but like in terms of like Christian music and stuff like that, like there are bands that affiliate with Christianity, and I will always immediately go back to Devil Wears Prada. And the first time I saw them, knowing that they're like a heavier band, like a metal band, whatever you want to call it, I went to that show. And it was like the weirdest thing of like kids mosh pitting and like
Yeah.
and then
The Christian mosh pit is weird.
yeah, and then because I'd been in plenty of mosh pits before, and I was like, well, I'm gonna stay
Is
out
this
of
what
this
Jesus
one.
wants? I don't know.
And then the lead singer of Devil Wears Prada was like spitting on the crowd, and like, I mean, I don't remember if he was bleeding or not, but I just remember he was like, he like spit into the crowd, and then was like, "Don't forget, Jesus loves you," and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Oh my
it's
god.
like,
Oh,
I
that's
was
funny.
like, this is weird. And then I had like a whole conversation with some old man outside of the venue and was like, he was like, "Are you here because of Jesus?" And I was like, nah, my friend kind of dragged me here. Like, I don't know why I'm here, to be honest.
Well, that's funny. We have some pictures over there. Milck's signature thing is like middle finger up, which
Yeah.
somebody commissioned a velvet painting of him that's
Which is
up there
awesome.
with his middle finger up. But
Oh, I
there's
gotta see
also one of questionably Jesus
Questionable.
with his middle finger up, and people, I can always tell when they're asking like, "Who is that?" If they ask me like that, I'm like, "It's Big Lebowski."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Like you're in a bar. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, this is all
exactly.
fun and games. We're having fun
Exactly.
here. We're making memories and we're building a community here at Goodson. So
For sure.
everything will be
Absolutely.
totally fine. I actually
Eventually.
want to know what is like your best story that you have of this place, like your favorite, like the one that comes to mind that's like, I get up every day happy coming to work because of that day. That was a good little memory that you
Because
have.
of that day. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the bat.
I know. I mean, this isn't like a certain day, but I know for sure. I mean, I've told people recently, especially I don't drink anymore. And I thought that was going to be kind of hard, but it's actually been pretty cool working here. And I just feel like, you know, especially since we've mentioned like everybody's friends and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the one place where I've never dreaded to come to work, which is why I think I've also been here for so long, because it's not like I'm like, whoa, I get to go to work every day, but I'm never like, oh, what kind of excuse can I make to get out of this? You know?
Yeah, of course.
I love working here. And when I work, I've done some 9-to-5 jobs, and I think I've been spoiled in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's so hard.
yeah, I would dread going to work. Like I would just dread it. And here I've never felt that way ever.
I wouldn't say that I've never dreaded coming into work, but my biggest
Maybe if
thing
I was
is like,
hungover. or
yeah,
something.
my biggest thing is like I don't want to get ready to go. It's
Yeah.
my biggest
Yeah.
problem. But I also think that like, especially Tuesdays for a while were my favorite because we deemed
Titty
it
Tuesday.
Titty Tuesday.
Titty
And it was
Tuesday,
like
dude.
most
Fuck
of our
yeah.
clientele is men, like middle-aged men. They come in for happy hour. It's like all like fun and good times, you know. But Tuesday nights there was always a lot of ladies.
Yeah.
And we would play games and Titty Tuesday we called it.
Yeah.
I also just think that it's the people.
Yeah.
I don't ever, and now that I work days, I'm not as involved with everyone. But when I get a random day where I get to see all of the people I used to see till 2:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
I always, those are my favorite days now.
Yeah.
Now, being here till 2 is hard now, but but seeing those regulars, because now my regular like platform is a lot different than it used to be.
Well, we all used to have, which I think only one person has a nickname on the computer now, like when the receipt prints out. She's been deemed Matilda because she looked like Matilda as a child. So Milck changed her name in the
Yeah.
computer to Matilda. And we all
Nice.
used to have different. Mine used to be Kaitlyn Cake Landis because there was one time that somebody had gotten a cake from another bar and brought it over here or something. And then this is back when I was drinking. Okay. I had started doing real weird stuff with the cake and somehow somebody wanted me to sit on it. And so I sat on the cake and then I was like leaving trails of cake everywhere. And we thought we cleaned it up. And obviously we did not. And then when Milck walked in the next morning, he was like, what is happening? What is all this cake everywhere? They're like, it's Kaitlyn's fault. So then mine got Kaitlyn cake. Val used to be banana, and I don't really know the story behind
then it
that.
changed to
but-
banana butter. The butter was because of the edible incident.
Oh my god.
Which we can talk about on our Patreon.
Yeah.
Save that one for your back pocket.
Yeah. Oh man.
So do you guys ever miss this place though when you go on vacation? You know, like sometimes like how you are happy to come here and things like that.
Vacation.
You don't go.
Yeah. No, Anna calls it vacation, but she just quits for 2 weeks and then gets hired back.
I'd say, like maybe FOMO. I don't know if I'm saying
FOMO.
miss, but
I get a lot of FOMO
Yeah.
now.
Same.
Well, like last Saturday, everybody was here and somebody, my sister actually had taken a picture of everybody and I was behind the bar. I'm like, man, I didn't get in that picture.
And I was
Yeah.
at home with my family.
Yeah.
And I was
So
like,
FOMO
I'm not
for
jealous
sure.
at all. I don't have little sister syndrome whatsoever.
I definitely like that's what makes me happy about being in the service industry is like how you guys keep saying community and like making friends and
Yeah.
being a part of something that's so much more than just being a bartender.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's,
And if-
it's literally so much
I
more.
feel like if people are not in the industry, they don't get it.
they don't.
They just never will. I have friends outside of the industry, and I always call them that, my not industry friends. You know exactly the group of people I'm talking about. Like they used to have to ask me how to calculate their tips because they didn't realize that they were shitty tippers for a long time. My fiance was a very, very shitty tipper.
Yeah.
He's also a back of house cook. He's a chef, not
Yeah.
a cook. He went to culinary school.
Yeah.
Now he makes AE cottage cheese.
Oh.
But
I
he
love cottage cheese.
Me too.
he was a semi-regular before we dated, and he used to come in with his girlfriend. And
Ooh.
I always liked it when she paid. And after we started dating, I was like, yeah, you got to do better, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the only reason he does now, because I think he always gets mad about front of house people. He's like, you guys
It's like
make
a
so
thing.
much money.
Yeah.
So he doesn't love tipping. But when he's with me, he says he does it to not embarrass me, which I appreciate.
Well,
I
and
do.
actually,
good.
here we do tip out the back of the house, which
Yeah.
is something that I don't think a lot of places do. And Milck kind of ran it by us before we started doing that. We haven't always done it, but we do now a percentage of our food sales we send back because I do feel like, that's a big portion. The people that are eating,
Yeah.
they want to enjoy their food, and I have no problem giving a few dollars to the people in back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
so that's something
I
really
like that.
cool. Yeah.
And not like you said, not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people complain about that, but that also makes you appreciate your back of the house more.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
back there doing a lot more than what you are
And
doing as a server.
before we did
honestly.
that, we never. I mean, we might look at our sales, but we never looked at food sales
Yep.
that
Right.
closely.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that too, to kind of be like, oh, okay, this,
Yeah.
see what portion of your sales
It's a
were
very nice
actually
gesture.
food.
It's like, thank you for doing a good job. Thank you for making my food for my table.
It gives them a little incentive too, you know.
Yeah. I really like that. I really, really like that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you guys have bartenders and servers here?
Yes.
Okay. Second question. If anybody, before that change happened where you guys were tipping out the back of house, did you ever get like tips to like from a customer at a table or whatever, and they're like compliments to the chef, and they're like give you a $5 bill, and then you like look back in the kitchen, there's like 20 people back there, and you're like, how am I gonna split this $5 bill between like?
So we only have one person in each position on any given shift. We only have one person in the kitchen, one bartender, one server, and
Unless it's Fall Fest. Obviously
Fall
then
Fest.
everybody, all hands on deck. But.
So it's never really a struggle like that. There are people like Coach always would be like, give this to Shadow if he.
Yeah, Coach was the 95.
95.
He's 95 now.
He's our 95-year-old regular.
Yeah.
Dang.
I hope he still keeps coming in. Does he walk? Does he walk here?
Well,
No, he flies.
recently his
had a
health has kind
fall
of gone
and-
downhill, and he doesn't live at his house in the neighborhood anymore. So
Okay.
it's kind of a sad story. But you know, everybody gets older, and he's 95.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember when he first told, he's like, "Oh, I'm turning 93 this year." A couple years ago, I was like, "What?" And so every time
You
he'd be
never
in
would
here-
guess that.
No, people, you know, he would tell people to guess his age, and they'd be like 80, and he was like, "I'm 90 something," you know, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" But he was a really cool regular to have around.
Yeah.
He still comes around?
He just had a health,
Okay.
issues with his health, so not so much over this last couple months, but up until then, he was here.
Religiously.
Yeah.
At least 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Does he drink? Like, what's his
Yeah.
secret? Like,
Well,
he has a funny
We
drink.
kind of. It started out
We cheat.
where. Yeah, we don't necessarily serve him maybe as much anymore as what
okay.
we would have before.
Right.
So it's kind of like a friendly, you know, he still drinks, but he would a lot of times drink like vodka with beer or Jameson with beer.
He had the lemonade drink.
The lemonade.
Initially, the first time I made it, he told me to put in Jameson, Captain Morgan,
Yeah.
and vodka.
Yeah.
And then lemonade, no ice. That was it initially.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of varied since then.
Yeah.
And we also...
We kind of scaled back on the...
implemented a 2-drink rule for him.
Yeah.
And since then, he drinks like a half beer, half lemonade, so he can have more of them and
Yeah.
things like that. But
oh, interesting. I've never thought about putting like, I guess, like a shot of vodka with Bud Light or whatever it is.
Well, we
or
have a
like-
drink called the Strip and Go Naked, which is...
What?
Hell yes.
we are not the
Yeah.
only place that has that.
I
I
thought-
didn't know that.
Oh,
But
where?
I've seen it
It's a
other
real drink.
places
Yeah.
now.
Strip
I
and
have
run naked
views.
on Titty Tuesday, dude. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Let's get weird. No, but, so it's vodka, lemonade, and then just a splash of like a domestic beer on top.
Okay.
So it adds a little bit of, you know, it has a
makes it
little
not as
beer
sweet, I
taste.
think.
Yeah.
A little razzle dazzle, if you will.
Exactly.
Well,
Yep.
even with the Milck Bomb that I had, I didn't realize that there was Bud Light in that. And then you said there was like 8 ingredients, and I figured it was just 8 different vodkas or whatever. And then like pineapple juice
It's
was
a
my
bunch
first
of
one.
weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is a decent amount of beer in there,
Yeah.
which, yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was a good drink. It was a good drink. It definitely got me nice and loosed up.
Okay, so
Loosened
Titty
up.
Tuesdays. What is
Loosed
this
up.
drink
Loosed.
called again?
Strip and Go Naked.
Strip and go naked.
What's all in it?
Vodka, lemonade, and then a splash of beer on top.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yep.
think you already said that. My
That's
hearing is
okay.
bad.
You know, you had a Milck Bomb. There's an excuse.
Yeah.
Where am I again?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Oh,
I
man.
love that. We can talk about that on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Strip and go naked. We can talk about how we get people to strip and get naked
Let's,
on
no.
Titty Tuesdays.
That's usually an
There
after
are cameras
hours.
here.
I'm sorry. Are you guys ready for Halloween? Are you guys going to do any Halloween
Oh,
contests?
yep.
Yeah.
What are you guys dressing up as? What are we doing?
So our anniversary is in October every year.
Okay, what day is it? I want to come. Are you going to go?
Yes,
You gonna go?
please do.
And
I guess.
so our
You're signed up
Halloween-
now. You have to be here.
Our Halloween party is going to be October 26th.
Okay.
And we're doing a Sweet 16 theme because it is our 16th year.
Oh,
of
I
bed.
love that.
Yeah.
So,
like-
we have some events and activities we're trying to get implemented. It's not like completely solidified what all of the activities are going to be, but we're going to have a scavenger hunt for sure. I'm going to get some face painting.
Nice.
I already ordered a bunch of stuff from Temu.
Perfect.
Like some tiaras and sashes.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, because of Hilary Duff, like Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Can we do like an MTV like Sweet 16?
That's what I was
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I
My
have to
Super Sweet
binge
16.
watch all of my Super Sweet 16 to prepare myself.
Yeah, we need a limo. Like we need a limo.
Yeah.
We need like a horse or something extravagant.
horse?
Yeah. No, have you not watched that? The
No.
Sweet
What?
16 show?
I mean,
on
not
MTV?
since I
I
was a
didn't
little
really
girl,
watch
but-
it either.
Come on. No, they'd have like celebrities' kids and it'd be like
Yeah.
my Super Sweet 16 and they'd go like
Yeah.
extravagant. and-
Yeah, they pick
mean,
out
I
like
don't
the
know.
most expensive dress or
I
whatever.
also wasn't allowed to watch MTV. Let's be real.
Oh, well,
So
here we are. We're going to make it.
I snuck some stuff.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Yes, you
I got
sure
a
did.
glimpse of the outside world.
Can't wait for you to do this. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It'll be
about
a really
it.
good time. And honestly, the anniversary party, I love that it falls on Halloween because there's
Yeah.
always Halloween decorations. And, you know, it gives a little more incentive to come out because it's not only a Halloween party, but it's also our anniversary. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot of people that'll come just for the anniversary alone.
Uh-huh.
And I really like that the decorations are out and all that
Yeah.
too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
love spooky
your
season.
decorations in here look awesome. They're
Thanks.
super
I
cool.
hate decorating. So the big joke, we used to like all get together to decorate. And the big joke was I always said that I was making a lasagna, so I couldn't.
Val's making a lasagna today. That's her excuse if she can't do something. She's like, I have to make lasagna. Oh, okay.
That's a good excuse. Lasagna does take a while.
It's so funny though, because the first time I said it, Bridget thought I was really making a lasagna for everyone.
I did too.
But
and
it's
then I was
a-
like, where the hell's the lasagna,
It
man?
guilted me into actually
Yeah.
doing it. And then I was like, I actually have to do work.
You still have pizza rolls at the house.
Yeah,
Are you eating them?
yeah.
Oh,
Why wouldn't I, dude?
because I'm
What does that have to
craving
do with
pizza rolls.
lasagna?
Because lasagna makes me think of pizza, and then pizza makes me think of pizza rolls.
Lasagna makes me think of like a delicious casserole of pasta and
I'm thinking about pizza rolls right now. I'm
I think
hungry.
about
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Well, the reason I even like it's weird that like all these things happening in my life recently are now getting brought up today. but
Go
I was just
interested.
recently I saw like a commercial for like I don't know, some kind of lasagna or something like that. And I was like, fuck, that looks so good. I really want to make a lasagna tonight. And then I was like looking up at recipes and I was like, I don't think I'm going to make lasagna tonight.
You have
Just
to get
'cause
the
they're
noodles
so-
that like cook in the oven with it.
Yeah.
Don't pre-make the noodles. It's too much work.
Well, I've done like lasagna like rolls before and stuff like
Ooh,
that. Those
that
are
would be
good.
good.
And then there was another thing I did where it was like a lasagna pie. I think it's the noodles that you use are the big like I don't know the word for it, but it's got a big hole in it. And it's like, but they're very round, and you like set them all straight up, and then you put the lasagna like sauce and everything
I feel like
inside
I've seen
those.
this reel.
Yeah, it was a TikTok. Yeah,
TikTok,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
For
Really good,
for
though.
old lady over here, it's a reel because
Oh,
the TikTok confuses me.
I watch a stupid amount of TikTok.
But I
My
wanna
niece
know-
is TikTok famous.
What?
What? Yeah.
What's her name?
Jada Bell.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
She's 17.
Well, she's also
She's also
a track
an
star.
all-American
Oh.
track star.
30 million posts.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
If this is the right Jada Bell, Jada.
Jaida.
Oh.
Oh.
So when are you guys gonna dress up as Halloween?
Oh man,
Do you guys do a group thing or do you guys do your own individual?
Sometimes we do.
my all-time favorite was there's another bartender that works here, and Val and her dressed as each other.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
And that
nice.
That was a good year.
A1. Like
Everyone
nobody's
thought
been
we
able,
were the other person
yeah,
all night.
Nobody's been able to top that one, and that would be cool. But when I worked at AK's, we had like a prom one, and it would be cool for the Super Sweet 16.
Yeah,
like we all
I
went to
figured
the.
we'd all like kind of dress up.
Well, we
like,
went to like Salvation Army and got a bunch
Yeah.
of 80s puffy
Yeah.
sleeve,
Uh-huh.
dresses and stuff, and that was
Yeah.
cool. So I don't know. We haven't talked about costumes or anything, but
I really want to dress up as Kyle for Halloween.
KP.
We've had
Yeah.
people do
Her
Milck
boss.
before.
Yeah. I do. I really want to dress up as Kyle,
True.
but I don't know if I want to go out or not because, like, you make a lot of money during
Yeah,
Halloween,
yeah.
and it's really hard because, like, I want to go out to Pines and go win their costume contest, because, like, I want to actually go be a part of a
They
contest.
still do that.
They do still do that, and I absolutely love villains. So I'm being Poison Ivy this year.
Ooh, I like it.
Mhm.
That's what I was gonna dress as.
Well, you can be Catwoman. How about that?
No, I'm gonna be Ivy.
Okay, you can be Ivy.
You can be
The
Catwoman.
contest between you two.
Always stealing my thunder,
non-industry
dude.
friends and I used to do that.
I love-
We would
I
do
love
the
doing that.
contest, and we did Disney villains one year. It was
Ooh.
great. But I also used to dress up as an old lady named Opal. Do you remember Opal?
Ooh.
I don't.
I dressed up as Opal, and then every year, whatever theme because I used to work at a retirement home.
Oh, okay.
And the first year I did it, I was still working at the retirement home. And then every year, Opal would dress in theme.
Okay.
So it was like Opal as a Viking one year, Opal as a Disney villain. I was
Oh, I love
Cruella,
that.
I think. But like old lady Cruella.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
that's really
such
cool.
a yeah, especially when she's dressing up as a person being a different like
Right.
character.
I
That's
keep
even
saying
better.
I need to bring Opal back because I had a walker that was really fun to dance with.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure there was a lot of
I would
twerking.
probably
happening.
I would probably tear a
Will you
hamstring
throw an ass?
again or do
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
the hip situation.
I get it. I
Hip.
get
I
it.
have a hip that pops out of place.
She twerks too hard.
Perfect.
yeah. She has to throw ass. You,
know?
got it. There's
Yeah.
a walker for a reason.
Mhm, it's true.
Opal gets down and dirty, dude.
Well,
On
trading-
Titty Tuesdays with Get Naked and Go Run. What is it? Strip Naked and Go.
Yeah, strip naked and go. Strip and go.
So we can do Dick of the Week.
Okay.
If you guys have,
I keep forgetting that.
It's
What
a new
is this?
segment where we just kind of started doing it recently. Dick of the Week, Douche of the Week, whatever you want to call it. But it's like just somebody recently who like either pushed your buttons or was just being an asshole while you were bartending or like just the story behind that.
Do you have one?
I was thinking of the racist dude.
Oh no.
That sounds like a good Dick of the Week.
So Kaitlyn and I, both of our partners, are men of color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the number one way to piss us off is gonna say something racist.
Well, I mean, in general, if you're a racist, yeah.
Yeah,
that
so,
was
like-
anybody
yeah.
off. Yeah.
So I mean that's the best way to get kicked out right away for me.
Yeah.
Say the N-word, you're out. I don't care if it's like accepted around the people you're around.
Yeah.
I do not care.
How weird too.
But there was
like,
one guy
think
that
that's
said
okay.
it in here one night, and Kaitlyn and I just were both of our men were in here.
Yeah, they were both here also, and
And they were
both
just sitting
freaked
there
out.
quietly, and we both were flipping shit on this dude. I kicked him out. Lloyd was actually walking in as it was happening, and I like pushed him off of me, and I was like yelling at the dude, and then he said something to me like, "Get pants that fit" or something, because I had like low-rise jeans on. I don't remember, but I was like, "Get a better personality" or something weird.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing, but yeah, the racist things really get to
Yeah.
me. Even if it's like implied, I'm like, okay, I'm not serving you anymore.
Yeah.
Was this guy like old or something? Or was
He wasn't
like
that old. He was like middle-aged maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those always seem to be the grumpiest guys. for
And
some
didn't he say
fucking
something
reason.
like, it's okay, I'm talking about my niece or grandkid?
Yeah, like
No,
he's
something
that's
like
not
that.
okay.
Absolutely
no,
not.
that makes it
Actually,
worse.
it's
way
actually.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something happen like that this weekend. So my really good friend Savannah, we had a fundraiser for her because her house burnt down,
Oh no.
and we called it the Dixon Fest. And we were hanging out and whatnot, and then the Wellses were there, and they're really good friends of mine and Savannah's and everyone's in general. And Mark,
names.
sorry.
You just named like 7 people.
Well, I mean, I like the Well. I mean, like I can say the Wellses. Sorry, but like one of these guys.
Nobody listening outside knows who these people
Okay,
are.
anyways, but one of these guys is coming in to Tonic all the time, whatever. I think he's homeless. I don't know. Like, but he has a job, whatever. He comes in and he was getting really fucked up, and he was just being super racist towards the Wellses. And they're very nice. They're very nice people. They're not even doing anything. And he said some random comment about it, and like Macy went off on him and was just yelling at him and things like that. And he goes, well, I'm not even a racist. I didn't say anything. Like, it's fine. I'm buying them a drink. You can buy them a drink. I'll let you buy them a drink, but you are
No.
racist, and
Yeah.
you're going to get the fuck out.
Goodbye.
Like I'll take your
Yeah.
money. I'll take your money for being a dick. But it's just like, what's the point? What's the
Yeah.
absolute resolution of what you have to say?
Yeah.
That like, you're going to prove a point that you're a fucking douchebag? Sure.
Mhm.
Great. Grand. But like when it's just innocent bystanders and you just don't like the way that they look and that's what you're going to say, then you don't need to be in our bar.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like they always try to justify it somehow too. Like
Yes.
they always try to
Yeah.
be like, well, I can say this, they don't mind or whatever it is. And it's like, no, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like
yeah.
you shouldn't if you have to justify it, then you're doing something
Yeah, exactly.
wrong.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah.
To me, it's just like, if you just don't say it. I don't
Right.
understand why you feel such a need. And
Right.
like I've heard people make the argument, well, like, why can black people say it? And I'm like,
They're not really
Because
saying it though, right?
they're also using it to take back their fucking power.
Right.
Like, fuck that. If it's something that's harmful to a whole group of people,
Yeah,
there's-
why go out of your way to say something like that?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
screw us.
I
Yeah.
like get so uncomfortable, even if I have to, like, I won't even quote it.
Yeah,
makes
no,
my ears
it's
bleed.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
like the hard R, but like with like the GA, I think like that's how they say it. They don't say the hard R unless they're really mad at someone, right?
Even still,
It doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just don't be a racist
You're
asshole.
not
Yeah,
black, don't
exactly.
say it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I think I can agree with the dick of the week is don't be racist
Yeah.
and be kind and be
it's
respectful
almost like
towards other
beyond dick of the week.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever's
Yeah.
worse than that.
Yeah.
4 people tip of the day, don't be racist.
Yeah.
Just be kind. Be nice to
Yeah.
people. They're not doing anything to you.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, with that, I think we can wrap it up as we always do. Thank you guys for letting us be here. We're
Yeah,
about
thank you.
This
to
is really cool.
we're about to get into our Patreon here and some spicy, exclusive, uncensored content.
for Titty Tuesdays.
Yeah, we got a ton of pictures from Titty Tuesday. It's great. You gotta pay for it to see it. But yeah, follow us
There's
on.
probably a recording somewhere.
Oh, I got recordings.
I've already got with Millie. We have it.
Yeah, we're good. We're
We
good.
have a
we're good. It's a lot of footage. Okay, so make sure you follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all the good stuff. And we will see you on our Patreon.
Yeah.
And thank you guys again for
Awesome.
letting us be here and
Yeah,
being
thank
on the
you.
show.
This is
And,
good time.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Thank you, Goodsons. Thank you, Milck Dad. I love
Milck
you, Dad.
Yeah.
All right. So we
We
got to
do
do
our-
our sign off.
Yeah, we do our little jingle. So we're just gonna say it.
So for richer, for poor, thanks for watching, poor people.
Cheers.
You said it really well.
I tried.